Yes, people, how's it going? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. Hope you're doing good, hope you're keeping safe and well, and hope you're having a fantastic and a smashing Tuesday. Huge game tomorrow for the boys. It's Tottenham versus Lisbon at home. The game's coming thick and fast, but a huge opportunity for the lads tomorrow. Do basically cement ourselves in the round of 16 to not do the Tottenham thing and take it to the last game week of the Champions League. And with a game week to go, put ourselves in the round of 16 on the Champions League, which would be massive for the club and really would shut up those Conte haters and those Tottenham haters. What are you going to say now? Top of our Champions League group, straight into the round of 16. But look, we do need to get the job done, and we do know that Sporting Lisbon are a very, very good side. As we saw last time when we did play them, they've got some bloody good players, haven't they? The likes of Pedro Porro at right wing back. Really, really highly rate him. They got St. Justy, very, I think that's how you pronounce him, St. Just, at centre-back, very quick and pacey player. And Yasho, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Very, very good centre-back, very, very solid centre-back. And I've watched him play a couple of times. I watched him play against Porto the other week. He looked quite good in that game. And look, I've seen him play a couple of Champions League games. I saw him play against Frankfurt when they beat them 3-0. And the guy looked very, very solid. Obviously, Marcus Edwards up top. We know what that boy can do. We know he's an up-and-coming star. He looks very, very good and very comfortable in the Portuguese side squad. And look, Pedro Gonçalves as well. They've got a very... Pedro Goncalves. I'm sorry if I've pronounced any of these names wrong. But they've got a very, very solid team. They're very underrated. Like I say, people look at our Champions League group and go, Tottenham have got an easy group, Lisbon, Frankfurt and Marseille. Hang on. First of all, no games in the Champions League are easy. They're all league winners and top teams from around Europe. But let's look at those three teams. Frankfurt, Europa League winners. Proper good players. The Japanese COYS, as they call him, in Daichi Kamada. I'm not sure about that, but a very, very good player. Europa League winners, very good side. Marseille, top of Liga at the beginning of this season, very good team. Players such as Guendouzi have been fantastic for Marseille. And look at them last season. I believe they finished second or third in Liga. They had some quality players last season, such as Saliba and Duj Kaleta. But look, they're a very, very good team. Very good team. And Lisbon, as I say, won the Portuguese League last season. Some very, very good young and exciting players who I'm sure we'll see in the top leagues such as La Liga and the Premier League in the next few years. So look, anyone who says it's an easy group, I think you need to actually look at the teams and the players that are in this group and go, yes, it's a winnable group for Spurs, but easy by no stretch of the imagination. But look, tomorrow's massive. Tomorrow not only is massive because we can get ourselves into the round of 16 of the Champions League and really shut up Arsenal fans, go, you still play Thursday, with Aaron Ramsdale shouting, we're back, baby, on that advert. Not only can we do that, but we can also restore some confidence into the team. Two very, very damaging defeats and two poor performances, if we're being honest. Away at United, offered nothing in that game. We were shocking. Newcastle, maybe a couple of decisions didn't go our way, but simply not good enough. 2 losses on the bounce after a very, very good start to this season. And look, I think we need a big win. I think a 2 or 3-0, a comfortable victory at home, and those players knowing they're in the round of 16 will restore some confidence into this team. I believe if we win this game, we can really go on a run. If we lose it, I could see us struggling until the end of the World Cup. Bournemouth away, it's not an easy game away. Should probably be winning that. But Liverpool and Leeds. Leeds away is tougher than at home. They may have a new manager bounce by then. And Liverpool's always going to be a tough game. So look, I think this game is massive to restore some confidence into the team as well. And I am absolutely buzzing to see the Tifo. It's going to look absolutely fantastic in the South Stand. If you guys didn't know THFC flags, shout out to them. Doing a brilliant job preparing it yesterday and today. Tifo in the South Stand. I'm not sure what it's going to be. THFC since 1882 potentially to dare us to do. Whatever it is, it's another chance to show the world our beautiful stadium, or what we can actually do in that stadium. And I'd like to see it more often. I don't just want to see the Tifo for these big Champions League nights and these big nights against Arsenal. Do maybe occasional Tifo For example, do a tifo of Ledley King in the South Stand for a Southampton 3 o'clock on a Saturday. You know, do a tifo of, you know, Bill Nicholson, who I was actually, you know, disgracefully surprised that the club didn't even mention him on the anniversary of his death since 2004. Absolute legend of the club and our greatest ever manager. But look, as I say, have one of Bill Nicholson, have one of Arthur Rowe. You know, it's a real chance to show to the world how great our stadium can be, and I want us to do it more often, and I really am glad we are doing it again. The third time we're going to be doing it in our fantastic stadium. And look, I really do look forward to it. Really do look forward to it. Tomorrow's game, what do I reckon? Sporting are a good side. They started the Champions League group brilliantly, beating us, and beating us 2-0, not comfortably, but they really ground out that result. I was surprised by how good some of their players were, such as Marcus Edwards, and they deserved the victory. You know, you've got to be honest. Beat Frankfurt 3-0, the Europa League winners. Very, very good side. Players such as Indika, Naufert right wing back, beat them 3-0. So if we were playing them, you know, earlier on in the group at home, I would be a little bit more nervous. Despite our form, I'm quite confident, because you look at their last few games in the Champions League and you've got to judge these teams who are playing in the Portuguese league, not by their league form, but by their Champions League form. 4-1 loss to Marseille, right? That was their most recent result. I really think we can get a result. I really, really think we can get a result. And look, do I think we'll get a result? Yeah. Yeah, I do think we'll get a result. I'm looking forward to the game. I'm optimistic about the game. At home, I think it's a real chance to restore some confidence into Conte, into Kane, into Son, and into the team as a whole. So look, really, really do look forward to tomorrow night's game. Score prediction, I think they'll score. I really do think they'll score. I think they've got some quality players on show. We just got to take our chances. I think if we take our chances, we'll win it 3-1. I'm going to go 3-1 Spurs, in my opinion. Look, I am worried though. I am concerned because bad injury news heading into this game. Romero and Højbjerg not turning up for training this morning. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. And people love to talk about Tottenham doing terrible, but people aren't acknowledging, the mainstream media aren't acknowledging after that Newcastle defeat. And it's not really an excuse, but not an injury crisis, I would say, but it's on the way to being one. We're missing Romero, who's our most crucial defender, Højbjerg, who's our most crucial midfielder, and Kulusevski, who plays a massive part in the way we play. Missing those three, the game plan has to completely change. The formation has to completely change. Nothing's set in stone because we're missing our three most crucial parts of the way we play. Romero playing out from the back, Højbjerg normally to Kulusevski, and Kulusevski into the middle. We're also missing Richarlison. So look, a lot of injuries in the team right now. As far as the team goes, I'd love to see Fraser Forster. I really would. I think if we qualify tomorrow, I think there's maybe a chance we see him in Marseille. And if we somehow end up in the Europa League, I think there's a chance we see him play there. But look, I do think we'll see Fraser Forster potentially in Marseille if we qualify tomorrow. But look, we'll start Hugo tomorrow, and probably rightly so. He is still the best goalkeeper at the club. Hugo Lloris, I expect, will start. This is not what I want. This is what I expect. Look, I'd love to see Sessegnon at left wing back and Perisic at right wing back. Those are the two wing back positions I'd go with. What I think we will see, most likely, I think he's probably gonna put Perisic left wing back. And I wouldn't be surprised if he puts Royale right wing back. Back three, this is where we could concede. And that's why I do predict us to concede a goal. No Romero, you look at that back three, it's probably going to be Dyer, Sanchez and Longley, Dyer, Sanchez and Davies. It's not good enough. It's really not good enough. And that's when you can understand why Conte says we need 2 or 3 windows to really overhaul the squad. People don't like to acknowledge us as a process, but I think we've sorted out up top massively. Massively sorted that out. Kane, Son, Kulusevski, Richarlison. Midfield, for me, we're on the way to sorting out. We've got 4 decent options in Bissouma, Højbjerg, Bentancur and Ollie Skip. Defence, that's the part we need to strengthen. I think if we seriously want to cement ourselves in the top 4, we need to strengthen that defence. Because like we've seen, a couple injuries to a couple crucial players, our defence is back to where it was at the beginning of the Jose era. So look, we need to strengthen the back line. in January. Sanchez, Dyer and Davies. No, I'd have to go Sanchez, Dyer and Longley. I think that's what he will go with. I'm not comfortable with that. Dyer's a completely different player without Romero. Midfield 2. I didn't think Skip and Bentancur were that bad on the weekend. I think you're looking at that Bournemouth game going, okay, that's a big game in our Premier League campaign. Hopefully Højbjerg's back for that. I'd go with Skip and Bentancur again. I think both of them played very, very well against Newcastle, especially Bentancur. He didn't deserve to be on the losing team. And I'm not too sure about Bissouma. I love Bissouma. I thought he'd come in and really make a difference. But he just doesn't fit into that Conte system, which is really annoying. I'm not saying I want another manager who could utilise him better, but for example, I think he'd excel in a 4-3-3 formation. I think he'd resist the press very well. He's that sort of player. He doesn't really work in a Conte system, which is annoying because I think he's brilliant. I think he'd excel under Pep or Klopp or even Mikel Arteta. And of course, I'm happy that we have him so those teams can't have him, but I just think I'm not asking for Conte to change his tactics. I think Conte will always go with the back 3 or the back 5, whatever you want to call it. But Bissouma, he just doesn't really fit into that Conte system, does he? So I'm going to have to go with Ollie Skip and Bentancur. Look, I'm going to go with the front 3. I'm not going to go with the midfield 3. This is what I'd like to see, and this is what I do predict we may see tomorrow. I think we may see Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, and potentially Lucas Moura. I'd rather see Lucas Moura than Bryan Hill. I'd love Bryan Hill to come on as a sub to start a game. The guy's too mental. He runs around, loses it, gets pet. He's just a crazy, crazy player. He's just the complete opposite of a Conte player. He's not assured. He's not that type of get the job done player. He's just skills all over and craziness. So look, for me, Moura up top. That is a team I would pick. 3-1 prediction. Comment down below your prediction for the game. Huge, huge game. Hopefully we can get the 3 points and qualify for the round of 16. And as always, come on you Spurs. In Conte, we trust.